And since you got into this line of work and since your sort of education in this area began, what changes have you seen in the types of questions and the types of issues that are being presented to you in a sort of clinical setting or online or through your DMs, etc.?
I think most people are really seeking connection of some sort that they don't have in their lives. And there's a sense of being alone, whether it's, I'm the only person who feels this way, I'm so ashamed, I don't know why I'm so anxious or I'm so depressed, or it's a feeling of, I feel like I have all these sort of friends, kind of peripherally, or friends in the world, if you look at their social media, but they don't really have someone that they could call and say, I really need to talk to you about this. Who's this person you can confide in? There are these studies that have been done where they looked at, several decades ago, how many people said, I have someone close that I can call. And most people had at least someone, usually a few people. Now, most people have zero people. They have said zero. I have nobody that I can call and confide in that deep way.
Does that mean that there's a greater pressure now put on our romantic partners to meet more of our needs?
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I think you see in dating, especially with younger generations, because it used to be that your community was there to meet all different kinds of needs. So now it's, people like to say, well, my partner is my best friend. Well, but you also have a best friend. Most people also have a best friend, right? So what happened? Or maybe they don't anymore because of what we've been talking about. So the question is, now your partner has to be your best friend where they are there to meet all of your emotional needs. Whereas before you had, I could talk to this friend about this, and I had this friend that my partner doesn't like this hobby, but I get to go, my partner doesn't like these kinds of movies, but I could go to these kinds of movies with this person, or, whatever it is. And now it's like, we have to kind of have the same interests, and we have to be able to talk about all the same things. And we have to, he has to rock my world in bed, or she has to rock my world in bed, or they have to read my mind. Right? And so no one human could possibly do that. There is no human who can do that. And so what happens is we think something's wrong with this relationship if I'm not getting that from this person.
And what are the other sort of big picture items that are making it harder for us to be satisfied romantically these days?
I think, again, the sort of expectations of what it means to be loved. I think that when people really put everything into this other person, they aren't getting the kinds of emotional nourishment that they would be getting from the larger community. So whether it's extended family that used to be around, a lot of people don't even live where where they grew up anymore. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of putting down roots somewhere else. They are kind of, they have to form like a whole new group of people. There's something to be said for the people who knew you when you were young. There's something about that, about really being known, because I think in relationship, people really want to know and be known. I remember I had a couple come in, and this was so striking to me, where she said to her husband, you know what 3 words I really want to hear? And he said, I love you. And she said, no, I understand you. And that was so profound, that how deep a yearning we all have to want to be understood. And I think that comes from, you have history with people and you have shared experiences with people, but we're moving around so much nowadays that we don't have that history or those shared experiences. And people didn't know us at different times in our lives. When you're truly known, oh, you went through this transformation, or you went through this difficult time, or I remember that fun time we had when we were 16 years old. And so a lot of people just don't have those kind of deeper connections anymore.